Approximately 1.5 years ago, I managed to do this chart, and I didn't know how extreme this story really was, well, until just recently. But this is the gains off hours on SLV. And this was a silver market that was obviously much higher in price going back to '06. As well, it was down if you only played from 9:30 to 4 p.m. New York Standard Time. If there is such thing as a New York Standard Time, but we'll say New York Eastern Time. So now let's span this out to see this more in depth. Well, earlier today, I showed this chart. This is only 2 hours. Greenwich time, 2200 and 2300 hours, which is the last 2 hours of their day. And 2200 today on October the 17th tells us that it would be from 6 to 8 p.m. New York time. This is when the markets hardly move, not so volatile. But heck, it was up like 15 cents yesterday from 6 to 8, which is why it's up into here now. But let's span this baby out, because like I stated, this is huge. This is huge, as I'm looking for a break of resistance starting here. Starting here. Because it had this decent correction and, well, it got above it. Pulled back, higher low, okay. Back again, matching low. Back again, matching high, matching low. Okay, there we go, big breakout, but back and back in this range, and down she goes. So I'm looking for this thing to break out and show an uptrend, because let's span this back to 2004. And I'll be showing the making of this chart later tonight. It's a 29-minute video. So it's a pretty good chart. So anyway, this is the chart going back to 2004. This chart reminds me of inflation chart, other than the sideways correction, which is what we're showing you. I mean, this is why it's so big. I want to see this resume its uptrend, which would be interesting, especially if it's a major break above, but straight up within these hours. Now, I can remember back within the rally of 2010, even in 2011, that we'd have gains pretty much at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. The New York market, you didn't know what the last 20 minutes was, but it was an easy play. Yeah, okay, once the New York market closes down 6 or 7 cents at the end of the day, go long, because from 4 o'clock to 5:15 p.m., you're getting gains. And then when the market reopened at 6 New York time, it went up for a decent amount of time. So that's why this baby's going up as it is doing. I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit. Again, you can see the making of this chart pretty much from the start. It's a 29-minute video. And you can get an idea to how I make all of these videos for the most part. Okay, let's just reduce the size of that because I've already zoomed in. So now you have this trend, however you want to play it out. And it's got a matching resistance point. And you see here, on this break, you break the trend and boom, up it goes. And then you started yet another trend. I'll make it so you can see this line when we watch it full. Really, the trend line starts in here. And look at the length of this trend. Very high rate of ascent. And for a long period of time. Now I'll explain what a 43-hour chart means. The last one was 5. It means it takes 43 individual hours per candle. But only hours of these 2 sessions. We started at 100, which means it's up 7.2 times since the silver price started. In this case, of course, in 2004. And it's about the first week or so into 2004. Pretty much, this is where it started right back here. But you have a nice up move, little down move, up, break resistance, up, and sideways. That's been the whole trend. But I don't know what word to use to say. It's just, I don't know, but not right. Or you can see the manipulation so clear when 22 of the hours are down because silver's not up 7.2 times its value since 2004. No, it's up less. You'll see we do the calculations in the other video. But for 22 of the 24 hours to be down and 2 of the 24 hours to be up, it's ludicrous. There's a word right there. It's ludicrous. Let's show the other chart now. Oh, because this one is really fun. It's a major downtrend. This is from 000, which is midnight, to 2200 hours. It's a 501-hour chart because I have over 50,100 data points within those hours of midnight to 10 p.m. Greenwich time. That's, again, to see this trend where this is a 2008 crash. Boom. This is the 2009 correction. This is that sideways consolidation that it had. So in here, silver was going straight back when this was occurring. It was going straight. It was going up in here, and it was going straight in here. And then the market went higher, and then you had the top, and notice how it's back to these lows, whereas silver from the top in here, stating this is 2008 resistance, did something like this, which obviously is showing that most of the gains come from only 2 hours of the day, with most of them, the vast majority of them, coming from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Greenwich time. That's the extreme vast majority of them. But down for the other 22. Go figure. Go figure. I'm going to keep an eye on this trend, by the way. But the chart that I said that I'm going to be looking at now is looking at the short term. This one in here. For this to break into resistance, and if break resistance and move the uptrend forward, as well, of course, as the long-term chart, getting past this moving average, meeting up with this upper band, and then eventually taking it out, or even seeing some sort of big breakout like you did in here. That's the type of things that I'm going to be looking for. But you can see here, breaking from the band, you have a big green candle with the follow-through. That's the type of ordeal that you'd be looking for. Now, another thing that I'm looking for is for action to be done within this manipulation. Because, quite frankly, the fact that silver has been, still is, and still will for a while be trading within the mechanism that it is criminal enough. It's the way it is. But within the criminal situation, what can you do? Well, one thing that you can do, or at least the one thing that I'm doing, I think that's the best way for me to put it out, is to buy low and sell high. It's the prices now, then, and then for many months and years before, low. And I have to say that it has been. And that's why I've been playing the physical bullion game. But this chart should not be looking like this, unless, of course, this was up maybe it doubled or tripled in this time, and silver tripled or quadded in the other time as well. That's a different story. And this volatility is just so micro that it doesn't affect the base market of silver. But when the base market of silver is down over 20% since 2004, as silver's been up about 600% in that time, well, then there you go right there. So thank you for tuning in again. Later tonight, I'll probably try for maybe 9 p.m. Eastern time, but obviously could be earlier, could be later. It's a 29-minute video. I haven't processed that video, but I have got it recorded. It will be available, which is the making of this particular chart in here. So thank you for tuning in.